Okay, find the value of each of the following. Just got to enter these into your calculator, guys. So just have to go 2.5, basically minus 1.5 x 0.1. What you get there is 47 over 20 or 2.35. So 2.35 for the first one. Second one, more calculator work, root 5 plus 1.25. You get there is 2.5. And then finally the last one, it basically means minus 2 multiplied by minus 2 multiplied by minus 2. That'll get you minus 8. Or you can put it into your calculator as minus 2 to the power of 3. There you go, minus 8 that way as well. Okay, show each of the following on the number line below, label each one clearly. Okay, so you can see that it goes up in 0.1s, so that's 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5, that'd be 0.7. Okay, so 0.1 will be here. Okay, so red dot for 0.1. 1.7 will be here because it's 1.6, 1.7, 1.8, and then finally a half is 0.5. There you go. That's your label up. Now, part C, shade in 1/3 of the following strip. Well, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. 6 multiplied by a third would be 2 of them. So I have to shade in 2 of them, so we'll just do it this way. 1, 2. Fill in the 2 blanks below to show fractions that have the same value as a third. Well, we can see here that 1/3 is the same as 2/6. Okay, so you can see if you double the top and double the bottom, if you double 1 you get 2, if you double 3 you get 6. Once again, same trend goes through. Double 2 you get 4, double 6 you get 12. 4 and 12 is the same thing as 2 and 6 is the same thing as 1 and 3. You can put that in the calculator as 4 and 12 and you'll still get back 1/3. Okay, same ratio. On the Venn diagram, shade in the region that represents A intersection B. What is in A and B? That region there. On the Venn diagram, shade in the region that represents A and B. So A union B would be the full thing. Finally, on the Venn diagram, shade in the region which represents A, everything that's in A union B, but not, that means but not or less is the technical term. A union B less A intersection B. So everything that's in A union B, but not in A intersection B. So this would be A union B, but you're not allowed the intersection. So therefore, that's your answer there. Okay. Put a tick into the correct box to show which of the following represents elements in A, but not in B. Everything in A, but not in B. That one there. This one here would be everything in B that's not in A, and that'd be everything in A plus everything in B. Question 3. Daniel wants to buy a bike. The usual price is €320. There's an offer 10% off of the bike. Fill in the table to show the special offer. You can do this 2 ways. We can get a 10% of 32 and take it away. So 32, 320 multiplied by 10 over 100. That's 10% off. And you get €32. €32 take it away from 320. Yeah, 288. So you could have 288 here. Another way to do it is when you take away, when you take 100%, and what we're going to find out is what 90% is. Okay? So what we could have done was got 320 divided by 100, find out what 1% is, and multiply by 90 to find out what 90% is. Same thing. Shop B offers a quarter of the usual price of the bike. Fill in the table. So quarter of the bike. So quarter of 320 off, which is €80. Take away €80 from that, and you get 240. In shop C, Daniel can pay €60 now plus €20 at the end of each month for 12 months. Fill in the table to show the special offer price of the bike in this shop. So you can pay €60 now plus at the end of each month. Now remember, there's 12 months, so we can pay €12 multiplied by 60. I say €12 multiplied by 20. €20 at the end of each month. That would mean we'd have to pay €300 because we have to pay 60 first, and then we have to pay 20 12 times. So we're better off just multiplying. We're better off just 60 plus 12 multiplied by 20. €300 in total. Do you think Daniel should buy the bike with A, B or C? Give a reason for your answer. Well, I'd go with B because it's the cheapest. So answer would be B, reason being cheapest price. Question 4. For our birthday, Reg went to Belfast with her family. They left Dublin at 2:50 and they arrived at Belfast 2 hours and 20 minutes later. What time did they arrive at Belfast? So €2.50, or sorry, 2 hours 50 minutes plus 2 hours 20 minutes. It's the same thing as 4 hours 70 minutes. 4 hours 70 minutes is the same thing as, remember, it's 60 minutes to an hour, so minus 70 minus 60 gives you 10. So it could be 5 hours and 10. So 10 past 5 p.m. Another way doing it would be to use the calculator and this DMS button here. So you can get 2 hours and 50 minutes plus 2 hours and 20 minutes. And what you get here is 5 hours and 10 minutes. 5:10. Hotel room costs 140 sterling. The exchange rate was €1 sterling equals 1.28. Find the cost of the hotel room in euro. So remember, sterling is €128. The euro number is bigger than the sterling number. So we're expecting a bigger answer than 140. So we can have two options. We can divide by 1.28 or we can multiply by 1.28. But the bottom line is our answer has to be bigger than 140 because the euro number is bigger than the sterling number. So what we're going to do is we get 140. First of all, we divide it by 1.28 and we got a smaller number, 109. So instead of dividing, we'll try multiplying, and this time we get 179.20. So 140 multiplied by 1.28, 179.20. Family went to a concert in Belfast. An adult's ticket cost 80, a child's ticket cost 60. Write down the cost of a child's ticket as a percentage of an adult's ticket. So it's going to be multiplied by 100. You're going to turn it into a fraction. It's €60 compared to the €80 multiplied by 100, and that will get you 75% when you put it in the calculator. Okay, it says cost child's ticket as a percentage of adults ticket, so that was why it was child's divided by adults multiplied by 100. There are 4,000 people at the concert. The ratio of children to adults was 3:5. Find the number of children at the concert. Now, thing to remember with ratio, guys, is that you add them together. So if you add them together, you get 8. So this means 3/8 were children and 5/8 were adults. Okay? So how many children are at the concert? 4,000. Out of the 4,000, 3/8 of them were children. So we're going to multiply 4,000 by 3/8. And what we get is 1,500 children. There we go. Moving on. The set S is shown in the Venn diagram below. It has 5 elements. It has A, B, D, C, and E. It's fair enough. Now, write down subsets of S that have 3 elements in each subset. Owen writes down A, C, and D. Write down 2 more subsets. Remember, a subset is any circle that will fit into the any circle that will fit into the original. So the original is S. Now I could do something like this. My answer could be the null set, but it has to have 3 elements. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We could do one like this. There we go. A, B, and D could be one of them. Another way we could do this is go this way. sorry. Click on this and go like maybe B, D, and E. It's hard to know. So there's one there. B, D, and C. Anything that can fit within the circle S. Claudia writes down A, B, W. Explain why this is not a subset of S. Well, it's not a subset because W is not inside of S. It has to be everything that's inside S as well. So W is not an element, means it doesn't belong in S. Not an element of S. Isn't inside it. Now, question 6. A juice bar makes smoothies in two sizes, small and large. Their menu is shown below. Gary buys a small lemon crush and a large apple swirl. Find the cost of these two smoothies. Small lemon, small apple, large apple. This one plus the small lemon plus that one. We're going to get there is €5.70 when we add them together. Now, Elaine wants to buy 2 smoothies and 1 large smoothie. She has €7 to spend. Complete the sentence to show one combination of smoothies that Elaine could buy. Find the total cost of all these 3 smoothies. So she has €7. She needs a small one. Let's just go the cheapest 2. The cheapest small one is the Banana Boost. So she can get the Banana Boost. And a large, we'll go for the cheapest one again. Another Banana Boost. So it's going to be a small strawberry slurp is €2 plus a small banana boost which is $1.50 plus €3 for the large banana boost. And when we add them together we're going to get a €6.50. Okay. Now, use the prices in the menu above to work out how much a large orange twist costs. There is a relationship between the price of small and large smoothies in the menu. Okay, so what we have is a small orange twist is €1.60, and we have to find out how much the large one costs. So how much does it go from small to large? We don't know just yet, but it follows the same trend as before. So we're going to have a look. It's twice as much. If you look at the large, each large one costs twice as much as the small one. So therefore the orange will follow the same trend, multiply by 2, so that orange twist will be €3.20. Okay, question 7. Graph the following inequalities on the number line. Well, we can see that it's all the numbers smaller than 2, including 2. We can see it's element R. Element R means that the element R basically means that all the fractions and stuff are included, so it's going to be a straight line, and we just can shade in that line now. And then just draw an arrow just to show that includes everything. There we go. Put a tick in the correct box to show which inequality is graphed on the number line. Well, what we can see here is that it's 4 or smaller, or less than 5, one or the other. Or another way of looking at it is, if you look at these answers here, it's bigger than 1, bigger, greater than or equal to 1, or greater than 0. It's not R because it's not shaded in, so R is released. So it's going to be X bigger than 1, X element N. This one here. Question 8. Grania is taking part in a training session. The graph shows the distance she travelled during the session. The 4 parts are labelled A, B, C and D. So, here's what's going to happen. So, we just try and find the other questions here. So, just copy and paste this over. So, do this here. Paste. Okay. So, to match description with the graph. Part of the graph she runs for 20 minutes. 20 minutes. Start to finish. She starts at 15. She ends at 35. That's part C. She stops for 15 minutes. Look at the block. Each block is worth 5. So 4 blocks is worth 20 minutes. Look for something that stops for 3 blocks. Part D, she stops for 3 blocks. She walks for 10 minutes. Slower pace. It's not as steep, which means she's going slower, and that's 10 minutes. That'll be A. Grania stops for 5 minutes. That's part B. Grania runs 4 kilometers in 20 minutes at a steady pace. Find her speed in kilometers per hour. So, speed equals distance divided by time. The distance she does is 4 kilometers. However, the time, we can't put 20 minutes down. 20 minutes is the same thing as 20 divided by 60. It's the same as 1/3 of an hour. So 4 kilometers divided by 1/3 of an hour. So it's going to be 4 divided by 1/3, which means she has an average pace of 12 kilometers an hour. Another way of doing it, for those of you, is you can do it like this. You can divide 4 divided by 0 hours and 12 minutes, and you'll also get 20 minutes, excuse me. And you can also get 12 that way as well, but I advise you do it this way here. Now, factorize fully each of the following. What number will go into 7 and 21? The answer is 7. 7 times x is 7x. 7 times 3y is 21y. If you were to multiply it back out, you'd get 7x minus 21y. But the answer itself is 7x minus 3y. This one here, x squared minus 5 squared, bracket x plus 5, difference of 2 squares, guys. You gotta have this formula learnt off by heart. X squared minus y squared is x plus 5 and x plus y and x minus y. Factorize the next one. That's a minus 1x in the middle. The reference number is minus 6. It's a factorized question, so we're just going to have 2 brackets, x in either one. What 2 numbers go in here and here? 2 numbers that multiply to give you minus 6 are 3 and 2. It's got to be a minus and a plus. Which one is minus? Well, if we do minus 3 plus 2, we get minus 1. They multiply to give me minus 6, and they add to give me minus 1, which is exactly what I'm looking for. Now, 1 second. Say the next question, question 10. A gym has 3 different formulas to estimate the maximum heart rate, max heart rate given your age in years. Different formulas give different estimates. The first formula is shown on the graph below. Use the graph to find the maximum heart rate for someone aged 30 years and someone aged 50 years. Show your work on the graph. So here's what we're going to do. We're just going to go to 30 years old, go straight up, straight across, and that's going to be 190 on the heart rate. Then we're going to go to 50 years old, do the same trick, up and across, and we find that's 170. So 190 and 170. Part of the formula that gives the graph is shown below. Fill in the missing number in the formula. Max heart rate equals something minus your age. Something minus your age. That's interesting. Now let's look at a few of the points, guys, okay? A 50-year-old can have a max heart rate of 170. A 30-year-old can have a max heart rate of 190. A 20-year-old can have a heart rate of 200. Now, is there a trend here? Is there any trend we can find? And a 40-year-old, look for the 40-year-old is 180. So, it seems to be, there's always a gap. There's a gap of 120 in the first one, 140 in the second one, 160 in the third one. So that's a gap of 120, 140, 160, 180. Okay, so further formula gives us shown below. Fill in the missing number. Maybe if we add them all together, maybe not how they disappear, but how we add them. If we add them, we get 220 every time. So anytime you add your numbers together, so a 20-year-old can have a heart rate of 200, that's 220. A 30-year-old can add to 190 to get 220. A 30-year-old can have a heart rate of 190. So if you add them both together, you get 220. So let's do it the opposite way around. It's going to be 220 minus your age gives you your heart rate. So as an example, a 30-year-old, it's 220 minus 30 to give us the 190. If I'm 50 years old, it's 220 minus 50 to give me 170 heartbeat for the 50-year-old. So that's how this equation seems to work. Okay, let's go to part C. The second formula is for finding the maximum heart rate is max heart rate is 210 minus half your age. Use this formula to find the max heart rate for someone aged 60. So 210 minus half of my age, which is 60. That's going to equal 180. The third formula is shown on the table on the right. There's a pattern in the max HR column, is a linear pattern. Complete the table. So there's a linear pattern, which means it goes down by 4, which means it has to keep going down by 4 every time. So it's going to be 182, 178, and 174. Okie dokes. Now, using the values on your table, draw a graph in the grid below to show the max heart rate for all ages from 20 to 60 years old. Okay, so what I'm going to do is using my workings from the last question, I'm going to draw the diagram. Okay, so it's 20 and 190. 20 and 190 is here. 30 and 186. 86, 87, 88, 89, 90. So 86 would be here. 40 and 182. 50 and 178. Finally 60 and 174. And what you can see here is your heart rate dropping as you get older. You're only allowed a lower heart rate as you get older. Okay. Solve the following equations. So to solve these equations, here's what we're going to do. Bring over the 3x, bring over the 10. 5x minus 3x equals 10 plus 12. 10 plus 12, which is 12. 2x equals 12. X equals 12 divided by 2. X equals 6. Show that John's is correct. We can do this two ways. The first way is we can do the reference number, where the reference number is minus 8, and we break it up into minus 4 and 2. And we say that it's x minus 4, x plus 2 equals 0. It's an equals 0 question, which potentially means it's a solved question. X minus 4 equals 0, x plus 2 equals 0, x equals minus 2, x equals 4. So that's, we showed x equals 4 is a solution. The other way to do it is any solution will balance the equation. So if we replace x, there's another way of doing the same question. If we replace x with 4 and the equation balances because of the new number we put in, this means that it itself is an equation, is a solution. So it's going to be 16 minus 8 minus another 8, or 16 minus 16 equals 0. 0 equals 0. It is a solution. Now, simultaneous equation. Simultaneous equation works on the principle that if I had a 3 plus 2 equals 5, and if I had 7 minus 1 equals 6, by adding numbers directly down, adding equations that are balanced will result in another equation that's balanced. So 7 plus 3 would be 10, 2 minus 1 is 1, 10 plus 1 equals 5 plus 11, 5 plus 6 is 11. It results in another balanced equation. Therefore, we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to add downwards, and what you're going to see is x plus x is 2x, but plus y and minus y, they cancel each other out. And then we get 11 minus 5, which is 6. X equals 6 divided by 2. X equals 3. Now we also have to find out what the y value is. So we know that x plus y equals 11. Therefore 3 plus y equals 11. Y equals 11 minus 3. Y equals 8. Now finally the last question. Question 12. Martin creates a pattern of numbers using the instruments in the table below. The first number is filled in. Complete the table. Starting number is 5, second number is 6, third number is 7. Multiply by 3, subtract 5 from my answer, outcome. Okay, multiply by 3 is 6 multiplied by 3, gives me 18. Take 5 away from my answer, and the answer is 13. Next one is 7 multiplied by 3, which is 21. I got to take away 5 from my answer, and I get 16. Martin picks a starting number and using the instructions gets an outcome of 1. Find the starting number that he picked. Okay, it's going to be 3 times a number, and then we're going to take away 5, and then the answer is going to be 1. Basically, a number represents x. 3x minus 5 equals 1. 3x equals 1 plus 5, because we bring the 5 over the other side. 3x equals 6. X equals 6 divided by 3. X equals 2. That's the way that works. When the starting number is k, what is the outcome? Give your answer in terms of k. It's 3 times a number minus 5 equals something. So if that's k, the answer will be 3k minus 5. Okay guys, that is the 2015 paper. Hope you enjoy.